Friends, fellow travelers on this journey of life, it is an honor to stand before you today. If you are here, it tells me one thing above all else. You have a deep and abiding interest in the most valuable asset you will ever possess, your health. Specifically, for those of us in our fabulous 50s and beyond, you are not just interested in adding years to your life, you are passionately committed to adding life to your years. You're not aiming for a distant, frail finish line. You are building a vibrant, active, and joyful future that stretches well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. This isn't about wishful thinking or magical potions. This is about science. This is about evidence. This is about understanding that the choices we make today, right now, are the architects of our tomorrow. The human body is a remarkable, resilient machine, but like any fine machine, it requires intelligent maintenance, especially as the odometer climbs. The fantastic news, backed by decades of rigorous research, is that we have more control than we ever imagined. So, if you are 50 or a senior and you want to actively, joyfully live beyond 80, here are the 5 non-negotiable things you must do, with the scientific proof to back them up. First, and this is the absolute cornerstone, you must move your body with purpose and consistency. This is not about becoming an Olympic athlete. It is about combating the silent thief of aging, sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass and strength, and osteoporosis, the loss of bone density. From the age of 30, we can lose up to 3 to 5% of our muscle mass per decade if we are sedentary. This loss accelerates dramatically later in life, leading to weakness, frailty, and a loss of independence. But here is the powerful part, this process is not a mandatory sentence. It is entirely reversible. The proof is overwhelming. A landmark study published in the journal Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise showed that even men in their 90s could regain significant muscle mass through resistance training. Strength training, using weights, resistance bands, or even your own body weight, does more than build muscle. It builds a metabolic engine. It improves insulin sensitivity, reducing your risk of type 2 diabetes. It strengthens your bones, dramatically reducing fracture risk. It boosts your mood and cognitive function. The prescription? Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic activity, like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling, every week. And crucially, incorporate strength training exercises for all major muscle groups at least 2 days a week. This is your #1 defense against frailty. It is the most powerful longevity drug ever invented, and it's available to everyone. No prescription needed. The second pillar is what you put on your plate. Forget fad diets and quick fixes. The science of nutritional longevity is clear and consistent. You must adopt an anti-inflammatory eating pattern. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is now recognized as a root cause of almost every major age-related disease, from heart disease and cancer to Alzheimer's and diabetes. Your food is your most potent anti-inflammatory medicine. The evidence consistently points to one dietary pattern above all others, the Mediterranean diet. This isn't a restrictive diet, it's a lifestyle of eating. A seminal study in the New England Journal of Medicine found that individuals following a Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, nuts, fish, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, had a significantly lower risk of major cardiovascular events. But its benefits go far beyond the heart. Research in Annals of Neurology links this diet to a slower rate of cognitive decline. It's about abundance, not deprivation. Focus on colorful plants packed with antioxidants, omega-3 rich fish like salmon to fight inflammation, healthy fats from olive oil and avocados to support brain health, and lean proteins. And critically, minimize processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats, which are the primary drivers of inflammation. Every meal is a choice. Choose to fuel your body for longevity. Third, you must prioritize the quality of your sleep. For too long, we've worn sleep deprivation as a badge of honor. Nothing could be more foolish. Sleep is not a passive state, it is an intensely active period of critical restoration and repair. During deep sleep, your brain clears out metabolic waste products, including beta-amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's disease. Your body repairs cells, releases growth hormone crucial for muscle repair, and consolidates memories. Consistently sleeping less than 7 hours a night is like throwing a wrecking ball at your long-term health. The scientific proof is terrifyingly clear. Research from the University of California, Berkeley, has shown that a lack of deep sleep is a direct pathway to cognitive decline. Studies link chronic poor sleep to a heightened risk of hypertension, obesity, depression, and a weakened immune system. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury, it is a non-negotiable biological necessity. Create a sleep sanctuary. Make your room dark, cool, and quiet. Establish a relaxing bedtime routine. Avoid screens for at least an hour before bed. If you snore heavily or wake up gasping for air, get tested for sleep apnea, a treatable condition that devastates long-term health. Treat your 7 to 8 hours of sleep as sacred, because it is. Fourth, and this is often the most surprising to people, you must cultivate a strong social network and a sense of purpose. Loneliness and social isolation are not just feelings, they are a health crisis. They are as detrimental to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Your brain is a social organ. It thrives on connection, engagement, and a reason to get up in the morning. The proof comes from places like the famous Harvard study of adult development, one of the longest studies on happiness and health ever conducted. For over 80 years, they have tracked lives, and their finding is unequivocal. Good relationships are the single strongest predictor of health, happiness, and longevity. They protect our brains and our bodies. Having people you can rely on dampens the destructive effects of stress, which chronically elevates cortisol levels, damaging almost every system in the body. Furthermore, having a purpose, a reason for being that goes beyond yourself, whether it's volunteering, mentoring, a hobby, or learning a new skill, is linked to a longer life. A study in The Lancet found that individuals with a high sense of purpose had a significantly lower risk of dying from any cause. Nurture your relationships. Find your tribe. Discover your passion. It is not just good for your soul, it is medicine for your entire being. Finally, you must partner with medicine through proactive prevention. This means shifting from a mindset of treating illness to one of actively preventing it. You are the CEO of your health, and your doctor is your chief consultant. This means knowing your numbers and staying on top of age-appropriate screenings. The scientific evidence for preventive care is irrefutable. Managing blood pressure through diet, exercise, and medication if needed, prevents strokes and heart attacks. Controlling cholesterol does the same. Screenings like colonoscopies have dramatically reduced mortality from colorectal cancer by catching precancerous polyps early. Mammograms, bone density scans for osteoporosis, and regular checks for skin cancer are all evidence-based tools that save lives. This is not about fearing disease, it is about empowering yourself with knowledge. Schedule your annual checkups. Get your vaccinations, like the shingles and pneumonia vaccines. Be an active, informed participant in your health decisions. This proactive partnership is your strategic plan for a long and healthy life. These 5 pillars, move, nourish, sleep, connect, and prevent, are not isolated actions. They are a synergistic symphony. Exercise helps you sleep better. Good nutrition gives you the energy to exercise and connects you socially over meals. Strong relationships reduce stress, which improves sleep and inflammation. It all works together. The goal is not merely to reach 80. The goal is to arrive there with strength in your body, clarity in your mind, joy in your heart, and friends by your side. The goal is to not just witness the decades, but to live them fully, vibrantly, and on your own terms. The power to shape that future does not lie in a lab or a doctor's office. It lies in the daily choices you and I make. It starts today. If you are finding this information valuable, if this is the kind of practical, science-backed guidance you want more of to build your healthiest future, please do subscribe to our channel. Your subscription allows us to reach more people like you with this critical message. So, let's make a pact. Let's commit to being the architects of our own vitality. Let's lift those weights, choose those colorful vegetables, prioritize that deep sleep, nurture those precious relationships, and be proactive about our health screenings. Let's build a legacy of health that inspires our children and grandchildren. This journey is too important to take alone. We are building a community here, a community dedicated to living well at every age. If this speech has resonated with you, if you can see yourself implementing these 5 powerful strategies, please subscribe. By subscribing, you are not just clicking a button, you are making a commitment to yourself to stay informed and inspired. The best decades of your life are not behind you. They are ahead of you, waiting to be built. Let's build them strong. Let's build them well. Let's live brilliantly beyond 80. Thank you. And for those of you who are ready to take the next step on this journey, to get more in-depth tips and motivation delivered right to you, remember to subscribe. Together, we can redefine what it means to grow older. Thank you, and be well.